the Nerd Show. Podcast Radio. She's a nerd, he's a nerd, talking about what we know. Nerd Podcast Radio. We're all nerds, we're all nerds, buckle up, cause here we go. Nerd Podcast Radio. Welcome everybody to the Nerd Podcast Radio. Welcome everybody to the Nerd Podcast Radio.
Welcome to Nerd Podcast Radio, your nerd home away from home.
Welcome to Nerd Podcast Radio. I'm your host, Super Vic and Brian, and I am joined by David D.
Hi, everybody.
You bald there?
There it goes.
I was going to hold it as long as I possibly could.
Oh, I know. I'm going to call your bluff one of these days.
I did start to think that might be bad audio, but and just people listening to an emergency tone for however long I can hold that.
Oh, man. Yeah. Well, I mean, we all know you're evil, Brian.
So, I have been having some personal stuff going on, and it has been making me not too great about getting podcast stuff done. And one of those things I did not do is come up with a topic for this episode. So openly, sorry everybody. I mean, if you're on Patreon, patreon.com/nerdpodcastradio, you're on our Discord. We really, really appreciate your support. And you guys have been getting the episodes, but there are a couple episodes that have been suspended in technical difficulties for the public. So I am working on getting that fixed. I just going through not a horrible, horrible time, but going through a time that it has not been easy for me to get doing things. So, and may have something to do with my nerdy thing today. But first off.
But first we're going to play everyone's favorite game. What's nerdy?
Actually, I was just saying it legit. I wasn't even doing that. That's funny.
I'm just so ingrained. I'm just so ingrained.
Well, I was going to say that our topic is going to be talking about what we're going to talk about. But first.
Okay. Yada, yada. Favorite game, so on and so forth. 30
no
things.
Voting. People voting.
We're playing the duos version, so there's no actual voting.
We're
Brian, what's nerdy with you?
Favorite game. What's nerdy with you?
I said that already.
Well, you said yada yada favorite game.
The second time. The first time I said it.
Oh, it's true.
Killing me, Larry. You're killing me.
So you want to hear my nerdy thing?
Yes.
We'll go back and forth on a couple, but I am on day 75 of 75 hard. I have done 2 45-minute workouts a day, one of which had to be outside, drank a gallon of water, read 10 pages of a motivational book, and followed a diet for 75 days, and took the goddamn fucking self-picture that I still don't like doing. And I'm trying to figure out what my next goal is going to be, because apparently goals work well for me. So I've gone down 4 belt sizes, and I feel good. It has been good. I actually, on the way home from work today, I went to the park and walked for 2.5 miles.
Nice.
I wasn't dressed for running, so I didn't really normally I can do 3.5 if I run, but I am slow. I mean, I know that's a horrible time. I mean, it really is only 45 minutes. I'm ridiculously slow. I run a 15-minute mile, maybe even a 20-minute mile. Actually, though, that's not true. Because
last time I had a mile time recorded, I pretty much swift walked a mile in like 22 minutes. So
yeah, when I walk, I can do 2 and 45. Anyway, I'm really pleased with myself, and it was neat that I found out about it because of another nerd podcast, the Imp and Skiz podcast, which they were talking about doing it, and that the guy who did it really got rid of the COVID weight and stuff, and I feel really much better. So yeah,
good.
I'm doing a mud run in June.
Nice.
Which is a big deal for me because I used to do a lot of mud runs, so it's nice to get back into it. But I didn't stop because of fitness. I stopped because I was living in California at the time, and they became illegal.
I didn't know they were illegal.
Water uses up too much water. Water conservation rules.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, before they would just use recirculated water from the reservoir, but now it's like, the back then anyway. I don't know if they probably still have them in parts of California.
I have no idea. I don't run recreationally, so.
What about you?
I mean, the nerdiest thing I've done is I discovered recently some things on Disney Plus that I didn't realize were on there, and I've been watching I'm working my way through the all four series of Blackadder again. It's been a long time.
I'm
Always
wondering if they
fun.
have some kind of production deal with the BBC because they have the Doctor Who.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah,
It wouldn't surprise me at all. Disney's got enough clout, they probably could make that kind of deal with BBC. So yeah, it wouldn't
I
surprise me at all.
I've only seen clips of Blackadder. I'd
Mm.
love to watch the whole thing, and I
It's
hear it's
quite
really cool.
funny. Oh, it's
Yeah,
very good.
yeah.
Yeah, so that
I let me know if Mitchell and Webb ever pops up on there because I'd love to watch that too.
Oh yeah, Mitchell Webb was amazing. I miss that show. You can usually find full episodes on YouTube. Just search that Mitchell and Webb look season one, and their season whatever, and then the episode numbers even they'll
Yeah.
usually someone will have posted full episodes.
Do you ever watch Taskmaster or QI?
Oh, I love Taskmaster. Taskmaster's great. I've seen most of the seasons of Taskmaster. I watched a couple seasons of Taskmaster in New Zealand.
If you haven't watched it already, I highly recommend the kids one. It's great.
Mm.
They don't hold back on those kids.
Why would they?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Taskmaster is a lot of fun. It's a game show where they give comedians a task to do, and then very specific instructions on how to do, or conversely, very vague instructions on how to do it, and just let them go and record what they do.
Or sometimes they give them an almost impossible task, but they hide the solution in plain sight and nobody notices it.
Yeah, it's incredible.
My favorite is when the solution is if you found this, you don't need to do this.
Yep.
Taskmaster is really, really cool. It's a neat idea. And FYI, if you didn't realize that listener, David was talking to you when he was explaining the show.
Yes, I was.
I've watched the show, so if there's confusion, David was talking to you. Yeah, YouTube, Taskmaster, crap tons of Taskmaster.
Oh,
They
it's
even
so
did
good.
pandemic stuff, which was really cool. They did like tasks for the public when
Yeah.
they couldn't film.
And when they were able to film, they took adequate precautions and they had everyone sit, 6 feet apart on the stage. And they did everything they were supposed to do. It was quite well done. And it's purely British comedy at its great. Some of the great names in British comedy have been on it. A lot of no-name people you've never heard of that are all very funny.
And the new season, I don't think it's the first time there's been an American on it, but in the new season, Jason Mantzoukas is on it.
Yeah, there's been a couple of seasons that had Americans, but yeah, Jason Mantzoukas is definitely the most famous American that's been on it. Fun stuff. That's a great show. So yeah,
I'm trying to
that's
think
my
of,
dirty
like,
thing.
I'm trying to think of like my favorite person that's been on Taskmaster, but I can't think of names. The guy who had to do some kind of circle thing and he just rode a bike around a hoop. I can't think of his name.
Can't think of his name either, but I've always been a fan of Lee. He was on like season 5 or season 6. David Lee. No, not David
Yeah.
Lee. Lee. I don't remember his last
Lee
name.
Majors.
Lee Majors. Yeah, he's a big panel comedian. He's been on a lot of the British panel shows. He's really good on Would I Lie to You? He's really good on
James A. Caster.
yeah.
He's one of my
That's another
favorite
one. He's
people.
another one that's
Yeah.
been on there that was really good. It's a
Yeah,
great
he
show. I
was-
highly recommend it.
He was the one who called Greg Davies a pussy.
Yes. Oh, Greg Davies is a force onto himself. He's great. He plays Taskmaster and rules with an iron fist. It's hysterical.
Well, he used to be a teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it just makes sense.
He's also like 6'5" or 6'6". He's fucking huge.
Yeah, he's an ogre. He's
He's
an
a
ogre
big
for
man.
sure. I ran Pathfinder not this past week, but the week before,
Uh-huh.
and I surprised my players where they were interacting with a revenant, and they ended up going to the underworld
Oh no.
and thought, let's just take him with us back to the real world. And I said, okay, you can try. And I said, he seems alive, and they took him back home.
Huh.
And he's, as far as they know, just not undead anymore. And they just did the right thing and brought him back.
Huh.
And they're probably not listening to this, but I'm not going to double cross them. I'm not going to have the guy start murdering people.
That's awesome. Very cool.
Yeah. I am thinking about having the person that he was originally going to get revenge on for being a revenant. I am thinking about having that person kill him.
Aw, that's fucked up. I mean, relevant, but fucked up.
Yeah. Because he's a loose end.
So my Kingmaker party, they just took out of Vorticai, the undead the undead, unpowered lich from the end of book 3 of Kingmaker. They took him down, rescued about half the town that they were supposed to, and then they're gonna have to go back and do some kingdom shit before the next book starts.
Nice,
Yep,
nice.
should be fun. We should get another session or two of them just doing kingdom shit.
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
I've always thought there's such an opportunity because of where Kingmaker is based,
Mm-hmm.
having a one of the hexes have a crashed spaceship in it. If you just do one that's really close to Numenera, or Numera, I mean. I'm
Yeah.
saying the name of a different role-playing game, but you could totally put a crashed spaceship in a hex and pull like a Fallout style random encounter.
I had them run into 3 elephants that were all branded with the name of a circus from Ustalavian circus from up north.
Oh, that's cool.
It was the Barnum Brothers Ringling Circus.
The Barnum Brothers Ringling Circus. That's cool.
Yeah, their 3 elephants got out and ran away, and they randomly encountered them and wisely just left them alone.
Other than that, I've been really excited about the new Minecraft update that came out, and that they're implementing in the next update stuff from the movie. And I saw the movie.
Okay.
It was all right. It was for kids. It was
Yeah.
really silly. It wasn't my style, but I thought I appreciated it. I'm not a big fan of like Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre.
Yeah.
And it was that exact style of comedy. People love it. It's the most popular, best-selling video game adaptation ever.
Right.
It beat Super Mario Brothers, and that
Yeah.
was kind of unexpected to me. So yeah, cool. Wasn't really
Damn.
my thing, but
Fair enough.
I left. I mean, I didn't hate the movie.
Hmm.
Yeah, I didn't hate the movie at all. I appreciated it for what it was. Yeah, I am interested in a sequel because I imagine a sequel's going to be bad.
I'm
Because
sure.
I think it did really well because nobody expected it to be so crazy.
Yeah.
Did you hear about what teenagers are doing at it?
No.
They're like throwing riots, and like during the meme scenes, they're going crazy and throwing popcorn at the screen, and it's turning into a real problem.
I see.
Somebody brought a live chicken into the movie theater
What the actual fuck?
and released it during the chicken jockey scene.
Okay. Okay.
Some movie theaters are being really strict about it.
Yeah.
They're like no tolerance whatsoever. And then other movie theaters are having special showings where you're allowed to be rowdy, and they're putting tarps down.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Anything to make a buck nowadays.
Yeah. And it was totally unexpected. Nobody thought that would happen. I mean, it was just a meme that people embraced, but when the movie first came out and people were talking about the whole popcorn thing, they were like, this had to have been organized. It's like, how did that many people come to the movie theater just to do this right when the movie comes out? It had to have been organized. There had to have been people talking on forums or TikTok or something.
Well, I'm sure. Who knows?
Or that entire generation is wired the exact same way.
I don't know. I reference the My Chemical Romance song Teenagers. Teenagers scare the living shit out of me.
No, it was a fun thing to do. It was one of those things that it was like Heather asked me, she was like, "Do you think I have any chance of enjoying it all?" I'm like, "This is the kind of movie that I should go to first." And then I came home and I'm like, "No." I'm like, that is not your style of movie. You're going to be talking about how dumb it is through the whole thing. I mean, it was very clearly made for kids, but it was also very silly. And I'm not a big fan of the silly. And I also have this pet peeve against improv movies. I like movies with scripts.
Makes sense.
I don't mind when there's an improv scene, like, Star-Lord dropping the orb and stuff like that. But, the director makes a decision to leave that in, but that movie had a script. I'm not a big fan of the movie where the script is basically just an outline. They do like 10 cuts per scene, and then just let the actors do whatever they want, and then edit that together into a movie. I can sense it. Every time I see a movie,
which
Yeah.
takes were the best. Yeah.
every time I see a movie like that, I can sense. Yes, I understand that Genie was like that in Aladdin, but with Robin Williams. But
That was
the
Robin
movie
Williams. There's
But
difference.
the movie was scripted.
Yeah.
Robin Williams had the exception of do
For
whatever you
being
want,
Robin
riff
Williams.
like crazy.
Yeah. Vamp will
Yeah, make 100 jokes. We'll use what we can.
Yeah,
And
try and keep it clean. Try and keep it
apparently
clean.
you can make an R-rated version of that movie with some of that footage.
Oh, quite easily, I'm sure.
Man, that's all I got, I think.
Yeah, I really haven't been doing too much. I because of my foot injury, I don't really leave my house much, so I really haven't been doing much. I've been playing Star Wars, Old Republic a bit. I finally finished out I finally finished up the Bounty Hunter campaign I started on. I got all the way to the end, or whatever's current now. So I started playing Sith Warrior for my second character.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I've tried a couple new replays of Baldur's Gate, and I'm trying different builds, but then I heard the patch was coming out, so I stopped, and then I'll try again now that the patch is out.
Mm-hmm. I've heard good things about the patch. I haven't looked at it myself, but I've heard good things.
And then I've watched some Dropout. I watched the new season of Game Changer came out, which has been pretty good. And
I need to get on to watching that.
yeah, I was going to cancel my account and then renew it later, but they made an announcement that they're upping their costs, but if you have an account already, it's grandfathered in.
Oh, nice.
So it's one of those like getting people to stay type of things.
Yeah.
I mean, they're upping it by like $2. So I'm very happy to just continue to pay my $5 a month.
I get that. I get that entirely. Pretty good. Let's see what else. I watched the 2 seasons that are out of the Sylvester Stallone show Tulsa King. So he's a mobster that gets kicked out of New York after serving a 25-year prison sentence. They send him to Oklahoma, and he takes over Oklahoma.
I watched that. I haven't watched the second season yet. I've watched the first 2 episodes of the second season, but I haven't watched the whole thing.
Yeah, the rest of the second season's
really
out.
enjoyed that show.
The rest of the second season's out. It's really good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that show. I've been watching Ghost, and I watched the second season of 1923.
Okay.
The Yellowstone spinoff.
Yeah.
The Harrison Ford.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was good, but the ending felt, I don't know, rushed is the right word. It was, because I kept on saying in the last episode, I was like, there's going to have to be another season of this. There's going to have to be another season of this. There's no way. And the last episode, they closed every thread, and I was like, oh, never mind.
Well, it probably was rushed. They probably were planning on having another season, then realized they weren't going to get one. So,
well, the creator of the show only wanted to do one, and he was told you can't, because when he made the 18 whatever one, the one before, they wanted him to do multiple seasons, and he was like, no. And they were like, okay, well, we'll agree if you agree to do another spinoff after this is done. That's why they did the 1800s one, and then they did 1923, because he didn't want to write a multi-season show. He wanted to write one season for the spinoff, which makes sense because Yellowstone is long running.
Yeah. That's another one of those shows eventually I'm going to watch all of. I just haven't gotten to yet.
We watched the first episode, and I wasn't really interested. I liked the 1800s one. I liked the 1923 a lot, but I'm not interested in the modern cattle business at all.
Okay. I've seen a lot of like clips and stuff on YouTube shorts and things of bits of episodes, and it looks like an interesting show. So I'll probably watch it at some point, but
yeah, chat with me after recording, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about my feelings about Yellowstone. I don't want to. I will dive into the political a bit if I start talking about it more.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, strange thing for Brian to say. So what are we gonna talk about today?
I don't know. You're the brains of this outfit. I just work here.
What's it like being on a podcast?
I enjoy it, but some people, it just depends on what's ruling your life at the moment. Some people think it might be hard to do or work, or personally, I just have fun. Come here and screw around.
I have fun screwing around. I get a little, on occasion, I have periods of burnout. Like right now, it really isn't burnout. It's more just, I got to focus on other stuff and I don't want to focus on it. I think it's weird that we've been doing this as long as we have. Yeah. And awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And 2016 we started. And you've
coming up on 10 years now. Yeah.
Yeah, and you've been on since episode 100.
Yeah.
And then we decided to do bi-weekly shortly after that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I've been on almost 200 episodes myself, just going. So
I follow so many podcasters that do weekly episodes, and it's like, poor soul. But, some of them are full-time content creators. We are not that.
Nope.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. I do have to say the podcast is different than it was that long ago because we've gotten older. So it's harder for us to do as nerdy things as we used to. And I don't know if it's like interest or what, but it's like, yeah, we still play role-playing games, we still play video games, but I think in those early days it was like I went to a con, did this, I did that, I went to a comic book store and fought in a crazy thing, and we're just not doing that stuff anymore.
Not
On
as much as we
occasion.
used to. I mean, I still
Yeah.
go to the game cons, but
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah.
would be talking about Ren Fair and stuff now if I were doing it this season, but unfortunately, that's not going to happen. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, is it the first year you've missed it a long time?
yes, the first season I've missed in the last 10.
Yeah, it's something I've been thinking about a lot. Like, what has the podcast become where when we started the show, I was in my 30s and Mikey and Anthony were still in their 20s. And that's not true anymore.
No, no. I mean, Mikey's got
Sorry,
what, six?
Stolas. I didn't mean to do that. I'm just going back in time to when it was that. Yeah, they're gonna be 10 years soon. That's crazy. Episode 284 is this one.
Yeah, it's interesting to think about just how long we've been doing this because I mean, the time flies when you're having fun.
Who are you as a nerd now versus back then?
I am a nerd that is able to actually afford to be a nerd now. Where back when I first started, there was a lot of the hand to mouth as far as when I got paid things to when I could spend money on things and go out and do things. And I'm a lot more better situated now than I used to be. I'm no longer in a man, I wish I had that. I mean, if I really wanted it, I could go buy one.
Yeah, you had career opportunities and advancement during your time on the show.
Yep. I've been very, very, very blessed and very lucky.
When we started, I wasn't working. Like I was hustling. That was about it. And then came out here and was working part-time at first and then working full-time. And I do have to say it's very different. I used to be very focused on outlines and then now maybe and topics, and now maybe I'll be motivated to spend like an hour every couple months to brainstorm some stuff or chat on Discord.
Yep.
Yeah, it's different. It's different. Is that a good thing?
I mean,
Share
yes and
opinion.
no.
Be completely candid here.
I don't see a problem with it. I mean,
Yeah.
we probably should schedule more just meeting times where we all get together and just talk about some stuff so we can set things going in motion because there are times when it seems like we're doing this by the seat of our pants.
Yeah, like today.
Yeah, last week and today or not last
Yeah.
week, but last episode and today and
For people watching video, should I screen share my outline?
oh God, sure, go ahead.
Let me open it and then I'll just share that window.
It's a good one. It's very detailed. He's got a lot of clear, concise ideas in it.
Now this wasn't a bit for the show. I literally did this. I'm going to open it and I'll go scroll down. I'm not going to say what it is until after. I'm not going to force people to be patrons to watch the video, but I will give you guys that reaction to see it. And I open it up and I scroll down. First page, second page, third page, fourth page.
Yeah, that's very detailed. I've never seen a 4-page outline before.
And listeners, it says, I don't fucking know in big letters, and I spelled fucking wrong.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I sat down and I was like, make a topic for today? Yeah, I'm gonna make a joke. Erica didn't want to read it, and I made her.
Yeah, it was funny. No, just tell me what it is. No, read the damn thing yourself.
She laughed.
Yes, and then she told us to go fuck ourselves and went to sleep. So
we graciously said, "You don't have to be here. Go to bed." She came on and was like, which one of us is going to be on? I'm tired. I'm like, why don't you guys just go? David and I can do a show. David and I like being a duo episode.
No, always fun.
Yeah. Look,
So what are we going to talk about today, Brian?
I think we already started.
Okay, what are we going to talk about?
We're talking about what it's like to be a nerd, older, like doing the podcast for so long. What what classifies us as nerds now? What is this show still going on? That kind of thing. I thought that was a good one. That was pretty obvious.
When I was a young nerd growing up, I'd go to the comic book stores and I'd see all the figures, and I'd go to the toy stores and I'd see the big Lego sets, and I was always going, man, I can't wait till I can afford to do all that stuff nowadays. Nowadays, I can waltz into a Toys R Us and be like, I want that one. Ring me up.
What's funny is I see cool things at the toy store and I go, that takes up space.
Yeah.
And I go, and I it's very rare. And there have been a few things like I reserve pop figures for like gifts, like people buy me pop figures. It's like, that's cool. They see my pop figures, they go, I think Brian will like this pop figure, and I go, cool, that's a gift. It gets shelf space. I've bought maybe two. I got the Minx and Boo
Nice.
one.
Okay.
I love that.
Nice. No, my favorite, I've got two. I've got my life-size baby Yoda, and then I got a one from the Rugrats collection. I got Reptar.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think as far as like as a content creator podcast, I didn't start thinking myself as a content creator until we'd been doing it a while. But also, I think the show's gotten better since I started putting less effort into the show because I was anal and stressed and controlling, and I stopped being as anal and stressed and controlling. Now we still have outlines on occasion because they are helpful. And the whole thing about follow Brian's outline or die, that's a joke. I mean, I never really cared. It's just
Oh yeah, it's always fun to make fun of.
I make the outline because sometimes when we're talking about something, it's easy to go, I can't think of anything.
Yeah.
Now, I think when it comes down to the full theme of the episode, it's just sort of like, we're on our 9th year. What does that mean? What's it like for us? And I've been thinking about stuff like that a lot lately because it's just, what is the show when we're all older, when it was a whole different thing when we're younger? Not really, but there's no real reason to think about it being different because we're still the kind of people that might get caught in nerdy conversation in a parking lot at a comic book store, and that's always what the show is meant to be.
Yeah. What do you mean might get caught? I mean, yeah. This is where a lot of the deep thinking goes on.
And how before I play Pathfinder on our game days, it's like I always think, what's the topic going to be? It's always drones or something.
Mm-hmm.
One of our members is making a model of the Serenity using parts from the Millennium Falcon.
Nice. Interesting. Making a Firefly class. Okay, neat.
It's cool to make the ship from the ship that the ship is inspired by.
Yep.
And I guess he had found someone else who had done it and was like, I can do that. I'm going to do that.
Okay, neat. I dig it.
But I didn't do this in Nerdy Things. It's a good thing we didn't vote, but I did. I bought a book. I bought a really cool book. I bought Letters to Baba Yaga. It's an advice column as written to a Slavic witch.
Oh, good God.
It's fantastic. Every question is answered in a the author is Russian,
right?
And every answer is very cryptic and legendary and cool. It's not jokey, and she never threatens to kill anybody. It's all as if they're like advice from a Russian grandma, but often cryptic and mysterious answers. Like somebody will answer a very specific question, ask a very specific question about like a problem going in their life, and Baba Yaga will be like, you must calm the river by removing the sticks. So I
don't know. Some sticks are a little harder to remove than others.
Yeah, I have found it very inspiring. It's a great book. I'm glad I bought it. I just saw it at a comic book store.
Okay,
yeah,
neat.
Well, on the 75 hard, I gave up ice cream for the 75 days, and my mother-in-law visited, and they all wanted to go for ice cream, and they said, "Is that okay, Brian?" And I went, "Yeah, sure. As long as I can go to the comic book store that's next door while you guys eat ice cream."
Nice.
And after I bought my book, I came in the ice cream store, and they were like, "We didn't expect you to come in the ice cream store." And I said, "I didn't want to look at the flavors and like wait online and then go sit with you guys." I don't care if you eat it in front of me. I just didn't want to look at the flavors because that's when I start feeling like I want ice cream.
I know what you mean.
You want to hear what I'm doing for my celebration of being done tomorrow?
Sure.
I'm having a banana split.
Ah, nice.
I've never had one before.
Mm.
I expected that to be shocking, and I've told a few people, and they're just kind of like, "Oh, that's interesting." So, listeners, is a banana split something that everyone's had? I assumed it was something
I haven't.
most
I've
people
never
have
had a traditional one.
Okay. It was one of those things that I was never allowed to have when I was a kid. So, and I
Mm.
never bothered to have one. It's not like I wasn't allowed to eat ice cream. It was just that was too crazy. 3 scoops of ice cream was too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had suggested to Heather that we should do a restaurant crawl. We should just get appetizers at a few different places and then get ice cream after. And she was like, "No, I don't want to." And then today she was like, "Tomorrow you want to go to the Cuban place and go to the Myanmar place and then we'll go for ice cream." And I'm like, "You want to do the thing you didn't want to do now? Great."
Yes, let's
That
go.
sounds great.
Twist my arm.
Yeah, there's a Burmese cuisine and a Cuban place, and they're almost all gluten-free. And
Nice.
the Cuban place has a fryer, and I gave up fried food and sweets.
Hmm.
The diet was very basic, and I'm excited. I'm gonna have some ice cream. And the way I'm having a banana split at the gluten-free vegan ice cream parlor is I'm bringing bananas and cherries and walnut and chocolate syrup.
They're gonna love you.
I'm not gonna do it in the store. I'm gonna get my
Okay.
ice cream in a bowl and then take it outside.
Yeah, they're gonna love you.
Yeah, I'm gonna pre-make the banana split in a with minus the ice cream in a Tupperware, and then I'm going to get my ice cream in my bowl, go outside, put it in my container, and then put walnuts on top of it, and then my cherries. Because I told Heather I wanted to do this, and she was like, it's
Oh my
really expensive. You can't buy 3 pints
God.
of ice cream." And I'm like, "I'm not gonna buy 3 pints of ice cream. I'm gonna get 3 scoops of ice cream, but I'm gonna bring the stuff for the banana split with me."
Wow. All right.
And it's disrespectful to bring outside food in the restaurant, but I
Yeah.
can have an ice cream picnic outside.
Sure.
I probably shouldn't have shared this because it would be a good nerdy thing next time.
Well, no one else is here.
But it's good to share it because
That's funny.
this is how my brain works. Well, I can't have gluten. Most ice cream places have gluten. Heather can't have dairy or gluten. So we found the dairy-free, gluten-free ice cream place, but they don't sell banana splits. They have giant crazy fudge sundae, but I don't want giant crazy fudge sundae. I want banana split. And I'm not going to do 3 scoops. I'm going to do 2 split scoop. And I'm going to tell them to break them up into 3 scoops. I want it to look like a banana split.
The fuck is a split scoop?
It's when you get the same size as a scoop, but it's 2 different flavors. There's a split scoop.
Okay.
So, like, if you get a single, you can get 2 flavors in your single. Or if you get a double, you can get 2 flavors in each one. So you can have 4 flavors of ice cream instead of 2.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
I don't know if you can do that at, like, Baskin Robbins, but you can do it at the place we go to.
Oh, okay. I'm diabetic. I can't eat ice cream, and I hate you.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
I haven't had it for a long time.
Quite frankly, ice cream is the one thing I truly miss.
Oh.
Of all the sugar things, all the desserts and
God.
everything, the ice cream is the one thing that I truly, truly miss.
Could you make it like with no sugar or something? Could you like make ice cream? Because when I was on the 75 hard, I was having smoothies, but I think those are still higher
yes,
in
I
sugar,
could.
even if you don't have added sugar to them.
Yes, I could. However, it is a very much for me a don't tempt me, Frodo type
Oh.
scenario because I'm
Yeah.
also trying to lose weight and on a rather strict diet. So yeah, don't tempt me, Frodo.
See, I do the smoothies to satisfy my sweet tooth. The one thing I'm making a decision since I'm finishing this challenge, I'm immediately having a new fitness goal, but I'm also this is going to be my treat. I'm not going to have another one for 30 days. I'm just not doing a 75-day again.
Okay.
I do want to do this challenge again. It was great, but I want to give myself a 30-day break. My 30-day break is going to include workouts, but it's not going to include all the other crazy requirements. But I am going to maintain the gallon of water habit because it's been good to me. Also, I have discovered so many trails and parks through this.
Nice.
I know, like, back to, like, being a nerd as a older person and, like, doing a podcast this long, I don't think too much has changed. I know that it's harder to come up with topics when we've done so many.
Yeah, but I mean, as we've proven time and time again, you don't even really have to have a topic to be able to talk about stuff.
Yeah, I didn't have any planning at all. It just popped into my head because I've been thinking about it a lot lately. It's like, and having a conversation about it on the show is a great way to be like motivating and come up with ideas for things to talk about and
We don't
get
necessarily
feedback
have
on
to have a
things.
hard topic anyways, because we're a conversational podcast. If we were like an actual interview or trying to tell a story or something, sure, that would have more structure that way. But, the way we constantly interrupt each other and overlap doesn't lend itself all that well to hardcore structure. So,
Yeah, it's also a good loose topic for when we're doing a shorter episode like today.
yeah.
Yeah. The speaking of the fact that we're doing something short,
Erica's not here.
oh, that's great. Oh, it wasn't me. Oh,
You were thinking it, though.
no, I wasn't.
Oh, wow. All right.
Oh, I totally didn't. I no, what I was thinking of was I thought of the perfect segue the other day and I didn't use it in this episode. And so I'm gonna have to remember to use it next time. I was listening to a YouTube video the other day and someone goes, "Hey, the other day I was looking at the sun. Speaking of looking at things, let's talk about the new movie."
Wow. Okay.
I had an so the reason why this topic has been a lot on my mind, I had a bit of an existential crisis the other day. I shared this with Holly in a private chat. So Holly's one of our patrons, so listeners if you don't know, and one of our mods on our Discord. So this is what I said. Doctor Who's revival came out in 2005, which is 20 years ago. I was introduced to Doctor Who in the 80s, around maybe 85. 20 years before that would have been 65, which means that Doctor Who has been out as long as it had been out when I was a kid, because Doctor Who started in the early 60s. And I went, that's crazy, because the revival came out in 2005. And it made me think, so it had only been out like a little bit more than 20 years when I was a kid. And now I've been watching it for 20 years.
Yep.
But I don't really think in those terms, because I don't think of myself as being older. And then I think, does that mean things for being a nerd? Fuck no. That's the point I'm making. Do you agree?
Well, it's like me and Strategicons. I started going to Strategicons when I was 13 years old. I'm 38 now. I'm going to be 39 this year. I've been going to these cons longer than I haven't been going to these cons.
I want to be doing this podcast. I want to be doing this podcast when I'm 50.
I mean, I can legitimately tell somebody there something that happened 20 years ago and mean it. I was there.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to be doing this podcast when I'm 50. You know what that means?
10 more years?
No, 5.
Okay.
Crazy.
I don't know how old you are.
You do now.
Yep.
So, listeners, thank you for abiding with my existential dread. I hope we shared some dread with you. And please feel free to provide feedback on Discord. Discord on feedback. Please help me.
Brian, what am I going to do with you?
Please provide Discord on Discord.
Ha! Well played, sir. Well played.
We could have a segment of the show called Discourse from Discord.
Ah, nice.
Nobody has ever thought of that.
No, no one. Never. How dare you?
Discordant tones of Discord.
Oh man.
So folks, if you're a patron, you're on Discord. If you're not a patron, you can't do this. But if you're not a patron, email me, Brian at nerdpodcastradio. Brian. I don't remember what my email address is. What is my email address? Brian.nerdpodcastradio@gmail.com.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, let me know your feedback. But if you're a listener, tell me about your feedback to me having existential dread about the podcast and like wondering what it is. I don't think any of you want it to change, because all we do is come on here and hang out and talk about something. And sometimes we actually stick to that topic.
Sometimes. Depends.
Oddly enough, I think this episode was the most consistent for sticking to the topic when we didn't have one. So I've been Super Vegan Brian.
We're calling it already. Okay, cool.
Well, I told you I had a hard out at 7:30, and we still got to do a bonus episode. We'll get out a
Okay.
little earlier than that.
Notice I'm not trying to stop
Hey,
you.
yeah,
Jesus, I literally just said, oh, it's early. Okay, cool.
yeah.
You don't gotta get all
Super Vegan
defensive on me,
Brian
man.
and David the third.
Yeah, bye, everybody.
Stay nerdy, stay informed, and stay awesome.
Stay awesome. Bye.
Yeah, it was good.
Thanks for listening to our nerd show. Podcast Radio.